been a difficult adjustment going from De'Ara King, who's so mobile and a dual threat, to Tyler Van Dyke, who's more of a pro style quarterback. I wanted to ask, has it been challenging adjusting the play calls from De'Ara to Tyler?
I think the challenge is you just learning a new quarterback. And I think it's not as much that, one's more of a dual threat and one's not, although, Tyler's done some good things with his legs. I've been fortunate to coach both kinds of guys and both fit in what we do. I think it's just been more learning. Each quarterback has kind of their own strengths, their own comfort zones. You get used to them, what play calls they're best at in certain situations. And then I think there's probably just the chemistry with the guys they're playing with too. And so when you try to build your offense in the direction of one quarterback's strengths and, you lose that quarterback, you bring in a new guy, you can start to learn and build around what he does well. But not only are you learning him and is he kind of getting comfortable, but the guys around him are kind of learning him too, and maybe starting to do some things a little bit differently than maybe they were doing with the other guys. So, I think it's been a good process. Tyler's been great. He's been improving, I think, each week. And I think, at times we've started to kind of find that rhythm of what that should look like. So hopefully we can continue to get more consistent.
Coach, we've got Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Two areas. One on the running back situation. What do you lose without having Cam? And obviously, how do you divide up the snaps now? What did you think of Jalen? And as far as Tyler goes, Manny Diaz said he can really wing the ball. He has a really strong arm. But, we saw there were some overthrows, some balls that weren't really accurately thrown. Do you think that's a lack of experience or nerves, or what's the reason?
Yeah, to the running back question, obviously losing Cam, we've lost probably two of our top three veteran guys coming into the season now. So, and Cam had the most experience. You lose a lot with Cam in terms of the experience in pass protection and just, especially when you got a young quarterback in there. I mean, Cam knows the pass protections, at this point to the level that, if Tyler knows them too, but if he ever needed any help, I mean, Cam would be able to assist there. But just, there's a lot that goes into it other than just running the football. So you lose that experience, you lose the depth, and you just hate it for Cam, just like you did for Don, to lose two guys who were expecting to have a great season. And fortunately for us, we do have Jalen. I thought Jalen played really well the other day. We got Cody Brown and Thad Franklin. So, those will be the three guys that are getting the bulk of the work now. And I think, Jalen's got the most experience. He's explosive. He did some really good things. And I think, Cody's got his feet wet this year, and you'll see him and Thad now down the stretch as well. With regards to the quarterback question, I think probably early in a game, it could be more nerves. I think some of it is just experience. And, he settled down, I think, in both of the last two games. As the games have gone on, he's gotten better. In both games, the opponent did a really good job of early in the game showing some looks that were a little unique to what they had done. And so maybe some things we hadn't been able to show him or prepare him for as well. And I thought, as the game went on, he adjusted nicely. But I think Tyler would be the first to tell you he can make some of the throws he's been missing. And, I look for him to start making those on a more consistent basis as the season goes on.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, we'll go to Chris Stockton inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Coach, I remember earlier this year you had talked about maybe not targeting specific players, kind of just philosophy-wise. And I was just wondering, saying that again, Will Mallory just can't, just not being as productive as you guys hope. And then Mike Harley as well, just not as productive as he was a year ago. Is there any thought of getting those guys going? Is there ways that you can get them guys going? Or is this just kind of the production you expect the rest of the way?
No, I think there is. I think, it's stuff that doesn't show up in the stat sheet with regards to Mike Harley. I mean, I think we targeted Mike down the field several times and either the ball was tipped away or, knocked down or pass interference or whatever may have you. There's a couple times he was probably going to be the primary guy and on a third down scenario where we got some pressure. So, if a guy only has 3 or 4 catches, it's always easy to say, hey, you're not targeting a guy, but he may have been targeted, 10 times throughout the game. And some games, those guys get 7 or 8 of those targets. Some games it doesn't go that way. You also got a new quarterback that, is getting adjusted to those guys. And so sometimes you may call a play and it goes to someone else, so we want to keep Mike going. I think Xavier Estrepo does a good job too. So there's no intentionality to not get him going. And, we fully expect him to continue to make plays and hopefully even more than maybe say were made Saturday, but and get more opportunities his way. With regards to Will, I thought Will made a really good play on the slant and got a first down for us. That was good to see. And, just the way the game plan went, there was opportunities for Will. We tried to throw him the ball in the end zone. Again, sometimes the stat sheet isn't going to show the production that maybe certain guys want, but we're trying to get the right guys the ball. We're going to continue to do it. And, hopefully we'll continue to improve and get more results out of it.
Coach, we got Kobe Price from the Sun Sentinel. Kobe, go ahead.
Hey, Rhett, how you doing?
Hey, Kobe.
We talked to many about this too, about, getting Tyler a little calmer to start games. I guess, have you been in the position before as a coach where, you got to get the quarterback, I guess, be more relaxed and just kind of like a spark plug of confidence? I guess, what do you do in that situation to help him become more confident in himself?
Yeah. I mean, every game we're going to go into the game trying to get the quarterback off to a good start. It doesn't matter who you're playing with, and we're going to try to get our guys the ball and those touches and those things. This last game was a little unique. We decided we kind of took a shot the first play with a little flea flicker, had the secondary option open and we just missed it. And, then we get behind the sticks in 3rd and long and it just didn't go the way we wanted. We knew that was a possibility if we were going to be aggressive on the opening play. But I mean, the more, like I said, I think the first question, the more, get more comfortable learning what he likes the most, and he gets more comfortable and, saying, hey, how can we maybe try to get off to a better start? Absolutely. That's going to be the goal every game. And so I don't think there's any question, the first 4 drives, he scored 3 points. It's hard we're not helping our team out. We're not helping the defense out when we start that way and start so slow and get in a hole. And so we're definitely trying to find ways to get ourselves offensively ignited a lot sooner than we have been.
Coach, we've got Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, Rhett. So
Hey,
we saw Jake Garcia obviously made the trip. I saw him with his boot, and I know Coach mentioned maybe you get him back some point in November. Is there any chance he could start practice around that time, or is it, maybe be available for a game? And then I know this is sort of if not, maybe this could have happened, but had Jake been healthy, would he have definitely been somebody playing along with Tyler here over these last couple of games?
Yeah, it's great questions. We traveled Jake, even though he's not ready to play yet, just because, he's a true freshman, that he'd never been in a road environment. So I think sometimes getting those guys in those environments is good. And there is the chance that, he's kind of week to week. I can't give you a date because they haven't given me one, but it's not outside the possibility that he could be available before the season's over. So with that being the reason, we just felt like getting him in those atmospheres, keeping him engaged with the team, keeping him kind of his mind in a game plan mode was the best thing to do. If that's a possibility as the season goes on. With regards to your second question, when we lost to Eric, our plan against Central Connecticut was to start Tyler and to play both Tyler and Jake. I thought they both did really well in that game. So had he been healthy, we would have probably taken a similar approach to the Virginia game and started Tyler, but tried to play them both and just, kind of see how it played itself out. And, obviously without Jake being available, it's kind of hard to say how it would play out, but we got a lot of faith in both those guys. And, right now our whole team's really rallied behind Tyler.
Coach, last one for you. We're going to go back to Susan Miller-Degnan of the Herald. Susan, go ahead.
Hey, Rhett, this one is on the NC State's defense. I see the first in the nation in 3rd down conversion defense and 13th in passes intercepted, 11th in rushing defense, that just on and on. Very good defense. What kind of challenge is that going to be for Tyler and for the offense?
Yeah, they're a really good group. We obviously started the season off with a really good defense, but these next 2 weeks we're playing, arguably 2 of the top defenses in our league. And like you said, with NC State, I mean, you could kind of gets old saying all their incredible stats. I mean, they're giving up 90 rushing yards a game, which is incredible. They're giving up 14 points a game, which is incredible. They're like you said, first against 3rd down. I think it's like 25%. Mm-hmm. They turn you over. They're a veteran group. We played them there last year. A lot of these guys are back. Maybe 2 guys were missing from that game due to injury. And, so they really know their scheme. I think it's their second or third year in the system. It's a really unique scheme. It's an odd stack scheme, which, a lot of people don't play that anymore. And so, we think we said this a year ago, it's a unique scheme. Those guys know that scheme so well. They do a great job of, with that scheme, really stopping the run, as their stats show you. But they're only giving up 200 yards a game in passing as well, because when you're in that odd scheme, you really are able to fit the run in a way that still, once you read pass, gives you an extra defender underneath against the pass. And they do a really, really good job mixing up those looks. It won't be easy for any quarterback, much less a guy making his fourth start. So we have a great challenge for us there. But hey, that's what we expect every week in our league is a really good challenge. And, we got to get off to a better start early. And, we got to find a way to be consistent like we were in the second half the other night for 4 quarters.